Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are about to start. Please respond in the chat if you can hear me. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, school leaders. Good morning. Good morning, school leaders. I can see majority of us have joined. Good morning, Mr. John. Good morning, Mr. Cyrus, Madam Priska, Madam Rose, Madam Benson, Madam Floyce, Madam Catherine. Good morning. Please write good morning on the chat to mark your presence. Good morning, members. Thank you for joining. Thank you. We would like to start. Good morning, Madam Eunice. Good morning, Mwalimu Jeremiah. Good morning. First and foremost, I'd like to thank every one of you for taking your time to join us this morning. And we don't take it for granted. We would like to thank you for honoring this invite and joining us for this online closure session. So without going so far, I will ask one of us who will be graceful enough to open the session with a word of prayer for us. I can see Mr. Robai Makoha. Good morning. Someone can raise their hand and lead us in prayer. Someone who is able to raise their hand and lead us in prayer. Do you have anyone? I'm looking for the people here I cannot see. I would like to ask Dr. Ari, do you want to pray for us? Someone can raise their hand so that you can lead us in prayer. I'm looking for sister. I don't know where sister is. I can't see her. Sister Philomena. Good morning. Is she here? I can see she was. Sister Philomena, can you lead us in prayer? I would like to ask you to unmute so that you can start.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God, our loving Father, we want to thank you for this great day that you prepared for us. Thank you for the gift of each one of us here present, our participants and the facilitators. Thank you, Lord, for the fact that you have brought us. We ask for your blessing on this particular day. May you guide us. May you inspire us. May you give us a great day. Let us experience your love and presence. Let us feel you together with us in this meeting. That Almighty God, as we end, we may be productive, we may be useful, we may add value in our specific schools. And Lord, your name will be honored and glorified forever for the goodness that you have shown us through this workshop. This prayer I make through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you very much, Sister Philomena. Thank you for those prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the final online synchronous session for this course. As we mentioned earlier, it has been a journey and we are coming to the end. We're coming to the tail end of the journey. And just like I had projected in the screen, which I want to just show, I would like to mention a few dates even as we begin. Just as you can see on your screen, we have indicated that there are dates that we need to take cognizance of. And we are saying that by 15th of September, this month, we are expecting that all of us will have completed the self-paced online learning and submission of the most significant change form and reflective journal. And we also expect that by December of this year, we will have completed the assessment, and each and every one of you shall have gotten the certificate for this course. So please take note of those dates. Please take note of those dates. 15th September, that is the deadline for completion. And December, we expect that each and every one of you will have reached the certification stage, and you will receive a certificate for this course. So thank you very much. I can see we are almost a full house, 37 of us. So this is a very good indication. I will also take this time to share with you today's program, and also go on and explain to you what the program will mean for today. So if you look at today's program, I can presume you can see my screen. So today's program, you can see that our program will begin, has already begun. We expect to review Unit 4 from 9:30 to 11, and we shall have it in a presentation and interactive session. And of course, as we move further, we are going to review Unit 5 from 11:30 to 1, and that will mark the end of day 1. So please note that today is going to be a half day. So we are going to review Unit 4 and Unit 5 for today. Then tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, please note that tomorrow we shall begin our session after lunch at 2 p.m. We shall reflect on day 1 and look at what we learned through today, and we shall review Unit 6. Then that will be from 2:15 to 3:45 p.m. Then we shall proceed further to look at the review and support of the reflective journal. That will begin at 4 p.m. to 5:30. Okay, so we shall review, that is from 4:30 to 5:30. And after that, we shall also work on the presentation of the most significant change form, which we are going to look at. That is from 4 to 4:30. Then finally, ladies and gentlemen, we shall conclude the day and the session with the closing ceremony, which shall end at 5:30 p.m. So that is the program of today for the 2 days that we are going to look at. And we hope that we are going to try our very best to adhere to the program of the day. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome all of you. And I hope you're all ready to have a very exciting session. Myself, I'm ready and excited, and I'm going to be with you throughout the journey. And let's have a wonderful time. I also like to indicate that in tomorrow's closure, we are going to be joined by the CDE of Busia. So he is going to join us. He's going to make his remarks even as we conclude this final session of the online synchronous training. Now, I would like to recognize, do we have the leadership of this wonderful class? Do we have the leaders? I remember we had leaders. I'm looking for the leaders of the class, of this class. I'm looking for the president. I'm looking for the leaders. Are they present? They can raise their hands so that we can give them a few minutes to say hello. I'm looking for Madam Dimfina. Is she here? Let me see if you know. Yes, 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 Mr. Cyrus. Please say hello to us. Yes, Mr. Cyrus, you are muted. Go on.
Hello?
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, fine, thank you. I'm okay.
Thank you very much. I'm looking for the leadership of this class. Mr. Cyrus, which group were you representing?
I was a timekeeper.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm looking for the president of this class. I cannot seem to find him. He's not here. Is he here? If you are here, please raise your hand. Mr. President, he seems not to be present. Okay, let me see if I can find anyone else here who can. Okay, I think we shall keep on discussing, and even as they join us, we shall give them a chance to introduce themselves. Other than that, I can also mention that we have our trainer, Dr. Mwanza, is also here with us, which he will speak, and also we have Noam from Vivio B, who will also ask at this chance to say hello and give his opening remarks.
Good morning, everybody. It's very nice to see such good numbers joining us this morning. I think we're almost a full house. So if you see your neighbor from last time is missing, please reach out to them so that everybody can join us this morning. I'm happy we have arrived at the end of our trajectory. So this is the closing session. You have almost reached the end of this few months trajectory. So congratulations already to make it so far. I hope you had an interesting learning experience. I noticed Busia had the participants from Busia were having some issues to catch up with the other counties, as you might have seen in the reports. But I noticed now in the past days you have really caught up with the rest of us, or with the rest of the counties. So that's good news, and I hope we can do what we have done in person in Busia today online, which is really looking back and reviewing those what you have learned in unit 4, 5, and 6. So I would like to encourage you to share your experiences from what you have learned and what you have maybe applied already in your schools, or the challenges you have encountered with the assignments. I would like to encourage to actively share them with the group as if we would be in person like we were last time, so that we feel we are in Busia this morning together. Maybe to make me feel like in Busia, I would like to ask if we can turn on our cameras for a few seconds so that I can see some familiar faces that would make me feel like I'm back in Busia from I think in April, so that I can greet you all. I see our sister Filomena. Thank you for turning on your camera. I see Ronald, Rose, Jane. Hi, Jane. Hi, Alfred. Hi, Jeremiah. Nice to see you back again. Thank you. It's very nice to see some familiar faces. I hope you're all doing well. Yes, I'm starting to feel back in Busia. only that I'm not yet hearing you, but I'm sure I will hear you during the sessions today. I know you are all very vocal people, so it's nice to see you, but I'm not used to hearing this silence. In Busia, it was not so silent as today. So yeah, from my side, I just want to wish you a nice session. It's very exciting to do this for the first time, and I will be also there the whole day. Please feel free to ask anything in the chat. If you have any questions, I will be there as well, and also Elvis will be there for technical support, and Dr. Manza can also answer any questions you have. So please reach out if you have having difficulties on Zoom. You can I see there is already somebody reaching out, so I think Elvis will help you there. If you have issues on Zoom, you can also reach out on the WhatsApp group. We'll keep an eye on that one as well, to make sure that we can help you with any issues you might have today. So yes, wishing you all the best, and have a nice session, and I will see you back at the end of the day for some, or maybe tomorrow, to make some closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Noam. Thank you, Noam, for your comments. These comments have been well received. At this juncture, I would like to welcome the trainer of the day. He's going to take us through the sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome Dr. Mwanza Daktari. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Elvis, together with Noam. And colleague teachers, good morning. I would like to see the responses in the chat box. Good morning again. Good morning again. Thank you. Thank you for joining this online synchronous closure as was scheduled. And I want to welcome every last one of you for creating time to be available for this session. Thank you for the feedback in the chat box. And I think I will not go on until I hear some 2 or 3 voices. Sister, please unmute, request to unmute, and then say hi to us.
Hi, everyone.
Please say something.
I'm so happy that we have reached this far. I'm very, very grateful that you have guided us. Those of us who feared technology are now enjoying this Zoom session. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Sister, who was your president?
My president, I've forgotten the name, but I haven't seen him today. I've not heard him.
Is he here?
Let me check on the participants. I'm not sure. Let him raise up his hand.
Is Godfrey here? He can say hi. Godfrey, are you there? Not there. Then in the order in which you joined, Godfrey, please unmute and say something before we start. Godfrey, we are waiting for you. Or who wants to talk on behalf of the group? Godfrey, please unmute. Any other volunteer? 2 more, then I start the session, please. Who wants to talk? Let me see. Thank you for your greetings. Greetings from everyone. Robai, thank you. Not benefiting at all. Need help, no voice heard. Robai Makoha, can you now hear us? Tom, the president, are you there, Tom? Tom, president, are you there? Please, can you unmute? I can see Jeremiah Isokat. Please talk on behalf of the rest. Unmute, please.
Good morning, H1.
Good morning.
I want to say welcome to this session, and I'm very much happy that all of us are there, and God has taken us through since we met up to this day. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Finally, anybody else? The last person? Jeremiah, where are you talking from? Where are you?
I'm at a place called Malaba.
Malaba border.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Isokat Rosemary, please go ahead, and then Bernard Were last. Unmute, please. Anybody who is able to unmute, please, very fast. Isokat, go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Rosemary Sokata. I come from Kolanya. I'm very grateful to the Lord for what he has done for us from the time we left one another up to now. I'm really enjoying the Zoom program, and I'm wishing that we would have continued for the year. Otherwise, I want to ask God to bless all of us as we continue. Thank you so much.
Amen. Amen. Bernard Were and Kavili last. Unmute. Kavili, Bernard Were. Unmute.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Yes, my name is Bernard Were, as you have said it. I want to welcome everybody for this closing session and say that I'm happy for this far we have reached. It has been a long journey, challenging to some of us, but I'm grateful we are almost at the tail end of this session. I want to ask everyone not to get tired until we get the certificate. Thank you.
Karibu sana. Last person, please. We have a minute to start.
Hello.
Go ahead, Kavili.
Good. I'm Kavili Amunga. I'm attending the meeting from Naroi, Teso South. I want to welcome everybody. Let's have an interactive session. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavili. Then Mudingo, your hand is up.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm very grateful to be here today. I am the welfare officer, Busia. Are you getting me, people?
I'm getting you. We are getting you. Please go ahead.
Yes, today is weekend and welfare after the presentation at 1. Please take care of lunch.
You have done well. Thank you, everyone. Please, I can see you guys are happy. Patrick is just happy that he can use the Zoom and make his comments and talking to people who are in Nairobi, in every part of Kenya. We appreciate you so much. You can now mute Patrick. That's good. Thank you very much. Colleagues, I want to welcome you to this, our session today that is just starting at exactly 9:30 a.m. And I want to begin by sending you greetings. When I was coming to this class here, Mr. Ngatia, you know him very well, told me to bring you greetings. Do you receive the greetings? Can I see by response in the chat box? Please don't unmute. Greetings from Ngatia, please. Also receive greetings from Barkwang, is just in the adjacent room here, please. I want to see those receiving their greetings. Is in another county now. I think it is the Makweni group. Thank you. That is Barkwang greetings. We also have greetings from Choge. Please receive all the greetings from Choge. He's somewhere in Tana River, and he has sent greetings. And also receive greetings from me. Here we are in Nairobi. That is Kemi headquarters, together with our colleagues Elvis and Noam. And we appreciate you so much for finding time. Two, I think we met sometime in July, and we were able to go through the overview of the 3 units, Unit 4, 5, and 6. And I want to take this chance to appreciate all of us for the progress we have made in completion of the 3 units. I think, like Noam indicated earlier, we were a bit slow at the beginning, but now towards the end, we are trying to catch up so well. However, we are expected that given Busia is the first letter among the 8 counties, will be number one or number 2. But now it seems you are becoming number 1 from bottom, or number 2 from bottom. But still, we thank God because we are all finishing within the required time, which is by the 15th of this month. Please ensure that you are done by 15th, so that you are not left behind even as the course comes to an end. And like Elvis has indicated, is that we'll be graduating sometime or finishing and get a certificate by December this year. Please ensure that given we work with strict timelines, if you fail to finish by 15th of this month, you may not be able to be counted among those who will be finishing as per the requirement. Please ensure that you do that as soon as possible. And I want to say that since we met in July, we again met sometime in last month. I think I met a few of us in last month when I came for BOM trainings. I think I was somewhere in St. Teresa, Chacol, and somewhere also in Teso North. Is it called what? Somewhere up there toward after Malawa border, you go towards Bungoma. And I met sister, I met the Mr. Godfrey, and I was happy to note that the progress in terms of the application of the knowledge gained here has been very, 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 very key for most of us, and is helping us so much even to practice our leadership with an aim of being effective school leaders. And just to remind us that yes, Kocholia, yes, I was in Kocholia. Thank you very much for reminding me, Benson. I was Kocholia boys for the secondary school BOM training. Thank you very much. I want just to remind us that the aim of this course is probably to make you effective school leaders. And of course, one of the qualities of an effective school leader is that which deals with being able to understand that you need to build communities, the communities of practice, the communities wherever you are working, that is within your schools, to ensure that your schools achieve the learning outcomes. As school leaders who are effective, we are looking at a group that will be able to empower their staff, their teachers, and the non-teaching staff, even as you try to mentor them and enable and cultivate leadership skills in them. You should be able to be a people who are able to have a vision and have a plan. That is, you are able to take the school to the next level based on the vision that you are carrying out. What is your vision for your schools? That is what we are looking at here. As a school leader, you are the vision bearers. And finally, you should be able, of course, among other maybe qualities, is that you should be able to utilize the available resources in a way that is prudent and in accordance with the guidelines that are issued from time to time by by the Ministry of Education, and also maybe also by your employer. So we're looking at a team that will be able to effectively manage what we call the school resources to promote the affairs of the school. So when we met last time, I think we must have begun by one, looking at what does this unit here involve. That is basically the overview. And we looked at one, it includes things like what is resource management and how can school leaders utilize these resources here to ensure that the goals of the schools are achieved. And here we are looking at things like budgeting, things like duty allocation and staffing. We're looking at things like the management of facilities and maybe school programs. We're looking at how you can integrate technology in teaching and learning in our schools. We also look at school planning during our check-in session in July. We looked at financial literacy. We looked at public procurement and stores management. And we also looked at risk management. Today, our session is basically activity-based. And as you can see in the program, which is there, is that we'll be having a number of activities. Activity 1 and activity 2. In activity 1, we'll be able to discuss, maybe in this meeting or through another platform called Slido, we'll be able to discuss what we call the accounting documents and records. And then we'll also be looking at breakout rooms whereby we'll break into 4 groups. And here we'll be looking at basically procurement and risk management. But then before then, it is my desire that I get to hear from you people how this unit here has been applicable to you in the management of your schools. Can I see hands raised up? I just want to see how you've been able to utilize this unit here in a way that promotes effective leadership in terms of resource management of our schools. Please, any hands raised? Thank you, Mudingo Patrick. I'll only give 2 chances. Mudingo, Elvis, you can unmute him. Please unmute Mudingo. Help Mudingo unmute. Please help me understand how this unit has been applicable to you in your schools, even as you are practicing school management. Mudingo, please unmute.
Yes.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, in our daily work at school, huh? You getting me?
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, when we go back to school, we are supposed and we do maintain the records of accounts. So this unit has been very useful to us to ensure that we maintain our books. We write them up to the point of taking them to the auditing level. So it's a very interactive session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, Mudingo, which books of accounts are you preparing in your school? Just to get to know from you. Which are these books of accounts you're preparing in your school?
We prepare books for various accounts we maintain. For example, tuition account.
Very good.
General purpose account.
Yes, thank you very much.
That is on FPE. When you go to JSS, we prepare tuition, we prepare operation and infrastructure.
Thank you very much. You can now mute. Thank you very much. You know, when talk of accounts here, we are looking at a chronological record of accounting transactions. And the transaction here, we are looking at what at a business activity. When you receive and make payment, that is a transaction. And so you need to record these transactions in the way prescribed by the law and also the accounting standards that we have been able to look at. Thank you very much, Patrick. Godfrey, last, please tell us how you've been able to apply the knowledge gained in this course here. How has it been useful to you and also your school in terms of promoting effective management of your schools? Godfrey, last, even as you say good morning, you didn't say earlier when I called you. Godfrey Omukule Etiang. You can unmute and also turn your video on, please. We'll want to see whether you are taking breakfast or you are in class. Go ahead.
Hello.
Please also turn your video on if possible. Go ahead.
Hello.
Godfrey. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning on their behalf.
Yeah, this one is a great opportunity for us who have undergone this course. And we really have to appreciate. So on matters about leadership at school, this topic of financial management has really helped to sharpen and improve our skills on prudent financial management at school. As much as we have been doing it, but this course has helped us to perfect. So it makes us now easy on handling financial matters at school. Besides being assisted by those people who come and do book reading at school when you invite them. But at least it has made us also to have knowledge about it. So we really appreciate Kemi to have brought this course to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Godfrey. Which knowledge particularly have you gained? Maybe you can specify and also try to make us understand from your point. Thank you. Godfrey?
Yeah. Initially, in most cases, we, most of us, we are in this profession, but we never maybe did even accounting in school or commerce or business education. Having that basic knowledge wasn't there. But you people having brought this course, it has helped us really to navigate through and understand and also have a point of reference whenever you are stuck. And to build teams whereby you remember even when you trained the BM and the secretary to the BOM, it gave us an opportunity now. You build a team whereby in the event, if you forget about something on financial matters, you are able to put your minds together, help one another to understand where there is difficulties. Now, it's a collaborative matter to an extent that all those processes of financial management in school, maybe working with the trial balances, is writing those things. At least we have a basic knowledge that has helped us at least to be in the know. You cannot manage something that you don't understand. You must also manage something that you have a clue on it. So it has really perfected our skills, and we appreciate, and we keep on saying that let Kemi keep on bringing these courses oftenly so that it should be continuous to make us now become more and more effective leaders in our various institutions.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think you can now mute, please. Thank you. I think that is so clear because he has reminded us of what we call the accounting cycle, which begins with transactions taking place, a transaction taking place. And then when it takes place, the first step is to record it in what we call the books of original entry, the books of prime entry, the subsidiary books, or we call them the journals or the day books. And here we have things like the general journal. We have got things like the sales journal if you're selling anything, things like the purchases journal, and many more. So we journalize them first. That is the first book of original entry where transactions are first recorded before they are transferred to the ledger accounts called the journals. Then from the journals, you prepare what we call the ledger accounts, which Patrick said very well, that there are different types of accounts that you need to prepare. The ledger accounts, that is for every item of expenditure, every item of income, every item in regarding assets and even liabilities needs to be recorded in its own account. And an account, we said, is basically a chronological record of transactions. That is, you are recording them in order in which they occurred, saying that in the cash account, today money came in from so-and-so. Tomorrow I spent on ABCD. That is the cash account. Then from the cash accounts, you balance them off. after balancing them off, you extract what now Godfrey was saying, what we call the trial balance. That is basically a list of all the account balances. You extract a trial balance from the ledger accounts. That is after balancing them. Balancing means you look at the debit side, you look at the credit side, and see which side is more. If a given side is smaller, then the difference is inserted on the side which is smaller to make sure that both sides are balancing. So you have to come up with the balances of each of the accounts and then transfer to the trial balance, a list of all of the account balances, the balances in the cash book, balances in let's say vehicle account, balances maybe in the purchase account, balances in the furniture account, all those accounts you're having as a school, infrastructure accounts, and many more. Then with the trial balance now, you go to what we call now the preparation of what we call now the financial statements. Here, we are talking about the income and expenditure account. We are talking about the cash flow statement. We are talking about things like the statement of assets and liabilities, that is the formerly called the balance sheet. So you need to prepare what we call the financial statements to tell us how the school is performing overall. Remember that during these sessions, we've taken you through and told you that you are required by law to prepare a monthly trial balance and a monthly bank reconciliation statement. And so in our next session so far, we have an activity here. And I'm just asking you that, can you be able to identify the accounting documents and records that the school leaders need to use on their day-to-day operations? Can you be able to identify some of the accounting documents that school leaders need to prepare or need to have on their day-to-day operations? What are some of the documents that you people as school leaders needs to have as documents and records in your day-to-day operations? I'm taking notes, please. Thank you. A good question by Norm, please. We want to see you also chatting and giving answers. Please, the question is in your screen, please. Can you answer the question, please? Identify the accounting documents and records used by school leaders in their day-to-day operations. Please, can you identify that in the chat box? Just in the chat box, please. Then one of us will explain. Before I explain, only one will explain, please. Can we see the documents? I can see the documents coming in. Elvis has shared Slido. You can click on that Slido link and then be able to give your answer there. That's better. Please, Slido is there. Click open, and then you'll be able to get. So we have got somebody saying cash book. I'm just taking notes on that. So we have a cash book, payment voucher, we have cash book, vouchers, receipts, good, trial balance. Any other? I'm waiting for the chats to come, please, and you can also put them in the Slido as shared by Elvis. Just click on the part open. Invoice is another one. LPO is there, listed there. Please, I'm just reading. Inventories, S1 and S2. Good, thank you. Just reading from the chat box and also from the Slido. Delivery notes, ledger accounts. Thank you. Jeremiah, please unmute and take us through any that you think you have. That's the hand which is raised. Jeremiah, go ahead. Pre-register. Jeremiah, please unmute.
Hello.
Go ahead now. We can hear you.
I've written there at least 2 documents that are kept in the school on daily basis. Number 1 is the cash book. A cash book is a book that shows the income and expenditure, and therefore any income that comes to the school, it needs to be recorded in the cash book as it arrives. Then also, as you spend, you need to also to record it on the expenditure side. Then we have the payment voucher. That's like, it's almost like a receipt that shows that you have paid somebody for a certain purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jeremiah, for that. Thank you for your contribution. You've integrated very well. Of course, when you go deeper into accounts, is that the cash book is both a ledger and also a journal. A journal because it consists of what we call the cash receipts journal and the cash payments journal. The cash receipts journal is basically the debit side, which records the cash coming into the school, whereas the CR side is the cash payments part, which consists of the money going out of a school. So as ledger account, it records the movement of cash into and out of your institutions. That is now the school here. So you mentioned many of them from the list you shared here. I can see there are so many, but we have a number of documents and records that we have as schools that we need to maintain. Remember that some of you have mentioned something to do with what we call the trial balance. That is not one of the records. We need to be clear on what records we are keeping as school leaders. What are the records that we are keeping as school leaders here? And sorry, I've just missed sharing my screen. Let me share the screen again. Sorry for that. It's just a minute. Good, thank you. Yes, so some of the records that we need to maintain are the ones that you can see in your slide there. And one of them is what we call the receipts. And 2, we have got the check register, we have the fee register, we have the payment vouchers, we have the invoice, we have the cash book, trial balance, the checkbooks, the payrolls, bank statement, bank reconciliation statement, and also the general ledger. Maybe just to ask a question by raising up your hand, please. When do you issue an invoice? What is the role of an invoice as an accounting document? What is the role of an invoice as an accounting document? Remember, some of these documents here are referred to as source documents. A source document is basically a document that provides an evidence that a transaction has indeed taken place. That's a source document. A document that basically provides an evidence that a transaction has indeed taken place. And that is why, John Dege, please unmute and say your answer. Please go ahead and unmute. So, and then also Patrick Afula, please, the 2 of you. Explain any of those documents, please. Unmute, please. John Dege and Patrick, one of you, please, the 2 of you. You have my airtime to explain any of the documents. Then Kavili will explain when is the bank reconciliation prepared? John Dega, please unmute. Patrick, unmute. Patrick, go ahead.
Okay. With an invoice, it is normally given when you have supplied for something, then you are asking for the payment. You want you to be paid, so you are asking, I kept this much, so this much costed this, I want you to pay me this. So an invoice is given when you have already delivered the goods, and now you are asking for the payment, so you give an invoice.
It is a source document which is basically meant to demand for payment. Patrick, is that okay?
Yeah, that
so
is
it
it.
acts as evidence that indeed goods have been supplied and they are worth a given amount of money. And so you are seeking for payment. Thank you very much, Patrick, for that. John?
Thank you.
John, unmute. Kavili, unmute. And answer your question. John, go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say that invoice is given to the school when you're supposed to pay the supplier the items that had been delivered.
Yes,
Hello?
Thank you.
Yes.
Kavili?
Yeah, now bank reconciliation is done periodically because what is on the account may differ when you compare with the checks you've issued. You might have issued a check to somebody, but the person is yet to cash the check. So you have to periodically check so that the balances at the bank tally with the issuance of the checks you've done at school. Also, we have bank charges, which you may not know unless you go to the bank for the reconciliation. Thank you.
I love your 2 points. You're looking at what can cause the bank balance to be different with the balance in the cash book. And you mentioned the bank charges, you mentioned unpresented checks, you mentioned uncredited checks, you mentioned dishonored checks, and many more. So we are saying that sometimes the balance in the bank may not be in agreement with the balance in the cash book, and therefore it is good to reconcile these 2 accounts here. That is the bank account and the cash book, to see if there's any difference, and if the difference exists, then what is the cause of that difference, so that you can reconcile the 2. And we said that you mentioned periodically. In this case here, we said it should be done monthly. So talk of the monthly bank reconciliation statement. And we said in, I think during the BOM meetings, for example, that you are required to prepare a monthly bank reconciliation statement and the trial balance, and take to the sub-county director of education for approval. That is every month without fail, please. And ensure that you prepare on monthly basis a bank reconciliation statement together with the trial balance, and take to the sub-county director of education so that is able to see and approve how the school is performing financially. Please ensure that you comply with that. And like Elvis had said earlier, tomorrow we'll have a joint closure by the 4 counties that are being trained today and tomorrow. That is Nyamira, Busia, Kilifi, and Makueni together tomorrow. When the session will be ending tomorrow, please let's ensure that we join together, because we'll be addressed by the KMU CEO, the country director for VVOB, will be addressed by the 4 CDEs together. So please ensure that you are present tomorrow for the closing session at 4 p.m. But of course, we'll update you as we continue. So we're saying that these documents here provides an evidence that a transaction has indeed taken place, and therefore they need to be kept by you. And of course, that is why when we're looking at the unit here, we mentioned about the financial literacy, for example, where we are looking at what we call the auditing process. When you keep these documents very well, then you are sure that the documents will always speak for themselves. You may not have many audit queries, and ensure that you keep proper accounting documents and proper books of accounts to ensure that you avoid unnecessary audit queries. And so I want us to go to the next step. Remember, we had said earlier that this unit here covers how many topics? that is the 5 topics here. That is the concept. We look at the school planning, financial literacy, public procurement, and resource management. So we're looking at now public and procurement and resource management. And in this case here, I want us to go to our groups. We want to go into 4 groups, and we call them breakout rooms. Breakout room 1 will answer question 1. Breakout room 2 will answer question 2. Breakout room 3 will answer question 3. And breakout room 4 will answer question 4. As you can see in your screen, I hope you already taken all the questions. Group 1 will answer question 1. Breakout room 2 will answer question 2. Room 3 will answer question 3. Room 4 will answer question 4. You can take a photo if you so want, so that you're able to remember the question, but also we'll share them there as well. So the groups are already pre-designed. So please don't leave the group. Remain where we are until you see a request to join your respective groups. Once you form a group, please appoint a chairman, and appoint a secretary, so that you have a discussion on your own for a period of 15 minutes, after which you will come and present your findings, your discussions and deliberations to the class of where everyone is, like this 152 people will be joining back together, whereby each of the 4 groups will be having about 5 minutes to present their findings. So please, you'll be breaking into 4 groups, and we've said group room 1, question 1, room 2, question 2, room 3, question 3, room 4, question 4. Then you appoint a chair and appoint secretary, and then you start discussions without waiting for any person from our end to lead you. Please be your own leaders as school leaders. Please, let's go to our groups with the help of Elvis. Please, the groups are already there. Go ahead and join your group. Group 1 has Ambrose, Awur, Bernard, Benson, Dan Etiang. Please join already. Just click onto your the place you need to join. Please, there's a place for joining. Join, please. Bernard Wera has not joined yet. Please join group 1. Group 2, you are there. Please join also. Mudingo has not joined. Denise has not joined so far. Please join it. Group 3, Ipapo has not joined. Please join it. Group 4. Naftal has not joined. Rose Abai has not joined. Please join. Ensure you join your group. Please, all of us, tafadhali, join the groups very fast.
Can we identify the chair and secretary? Patrick, can you be our chair? You'll have to unmute. Then you can assign your secretary. Are you hearing me? Is the assignment clear? Patrick, if you can hear me, can you give me a thumbs up? Richard, do you hear me? Richard? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Patrick. Hands up. If you want to say something, you can unmute yourself. Let me post the question in the chat as well. If you can all unmute yourself, and you can discuss the question. I think Elvis has posted it in the chat. You can look it up in the chat. So Richard, Jeremiah, Ipapo, Patrick, and Dennis, you can unmute yourself and discuss the various activities that you have undertaken in preparation of the implementation of NESP 2 to tackle disparities in access of learning outcomes and the building of classrooms. So go ahead and discuss, and please identify a note taker. Can you unmute yourself? Do you hear me? Dennis, do you hear me? I see you have your hands. Yes, so you can unmute yourself. I cannot unmute. Let me see if I can. So yes, thank you. Now you can discuss.
What is the question?
You can identify the note taker.
Sunya.
Yes, Patrick, have you seen the question in the chat box?
Looking for it. Where do you get the question?
Who can see the questions, please?
In the chat box. Maybe let me copy, put them again.
Then share the meeting and continue, please.
Have you seen? Dennis, do you have a question? I see your hand is raised. Dennis Sunya?
John, time is moving.
What is question 1? Or which one?
Yes, question 1.
Identify various activities to be undertaken by the school leaders in preparation of the above project.
Exactly.
All right. Now we have the answers. I'm ready with my answers.
Yes, you can share your answers. Maybe Ruth
I
can
write
take
or
notes
I
for us.
say? Do I write?
Maybe you can just say it, and then Ruth can just take note. She will present them in plenary.
Ruth, number 1. You are ready?
Oh, I see. She left now. So we are now 3. Now we have Egley.
Yes,
Elvis.
we call for the board of management.
There are only 4 people in our breakout group. What happened to all the rest? They're back in the main session? Group 1. But I see 11 people in the... Yes, meanwhile, you can just Patrick, share your answers.
All right. first activity,
Mm-hmm.
you call for the school board of management to sensitize them about the construction purposes.
Uh-huh.
That's number one. Number two, you identify the site. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Thank you. So one, calling for BOM to sensitize. So step two, identify the site.
2, 3, formation of various committees to start the procurement process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to form almost 5 or 6 committees. But the main one is the school tender committee, which is known as SIC, SIC, but it's known as school tender committee. You are going to form a committee known as tender opening committee.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to form tender evaluation committee. Are you there?
Yes, please.
You are going to form the tender award committee.
Are these all different committees or are they the same people?
There are different committees that we are going to form during the school management board meeting.
Okay.
To jumpstart the procurement process of the construction of the classes.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, you are going to award the winning contractor to start off the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's my input.
Okay. Any steps after that?
Huh?
Any other activities after the awarding?
After the awarding, the signing of the contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And groundbreaking.
I mean, as a school leader, as a not the contractors, but as a school leader, any activities you are conducting after awarding the bid?
Hello?
Yes, I was asking, are there any other activities after you have awarded the contractor as a school leader?
After you award, you sign the contract, the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Signing of the agreement.
Once construction starts?
There will be various inspection at various stages of the progress of the project.
Mm-hmm.
It will go on till completion. Then you make payment. Then you get certificates for completion, and you are done.
Okay. Any comments from the group? I see we have Patrick Wafula and Dennis Sunya.
Yeah, I can say something.
Go ahead.
Can I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the unethical practices, at times
So
you can collude with.
You have been, you are now in group 1, where we are looking at various activities to be undertaken in preparation of the above project. Oh, sorry, it was only in preparation. Okay.
I'm sorry, I was in room 3, then I think I went off, then I'm happy. Allow me to recheck the question again. Thank you.
Maybe I can move you back to group 3. Let me see. It's difficult. So now I'm alone in my room. Oh no, I'm being joined. It's just the two of us. I don't know. It's weird because it shows that we are many, 12, but I only see us.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. We are back to the main forum. How was the breakout rooms discussions, please, in the chat box? How was it? Can I see your comments briefly, even as Group 1 prepares to present their answers and discussions? How was the breakout rooms? How was it, please, in more than one word, please, if possible? Thank you, David. It was wonderful. John Osiako, thank you. Group 1, thank you. That was okay. Evelyn, Jeremiah, Rubano, thank you. Some members could not unmute themselves, took us time to get to it. No, you took time to get to it. Good interaction, very good. Apologies to those who got a bit lost. Thank you. Engaging Group 3. Yeah, let me hear what you discussed, please, in Group 1. You have 5 minutes to present, tafadhali. You can unmute your video and then you share what you came up with. The question was identify various activities to be undertaken by the school leaders in preparation for the project, as per the question on the screen there. Group 1, please present. Go ahead and mute. Help yourself, I'll mute them, one of them. John Ndege. John Good Ndege, please. John, yeah, thank you. John, unmute. Go ahead.
Yes, we were doing question 2. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we were doing question 2, where we saw that first of all, you must do budgeting and financial planning for our question in group 2. Though at a certain point, there was a mix-up in the group. People were speaking at the same time.
John, are you through like that? John?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Is that all that you have from group 1, group 2?
No, I was in group 2. And one of the points we came up, because we are constructing a class already, the minister has told us to construct the class. So step number 1, we have the budgeting and financial planning. And then you put the procurement committees in place, like the tender committee evaluation. Those committees should be in place as you plan. Then you now go to the procurement procedure proper. And then you look at the procurement methods and so on. That's all I have.
John, I thought you would be presenting what you discussed. And I still feel that's not sufficient from where I sit, because you must have had a lengthy discussion. However, you have done as well by saying what you discussed, beginning from the budgeting process, establishment of the various ad hoc committees if need be, and then you talk about the real now procurement procedures, where we are talking about now the methods. But I want us also to go to the question that to implement the NESP 2 and tackle disparities in access and learning outcomes, the Ministry of Education is building classrooms and integrated learning resource centers in junior schools. Describe the procurement procedures that the school leader shall explore in undertaking the above project. John, maybe you can take us through some of the methods that you'll be able to use to procure goods and up to what value. Go ahead, group 2. What methods will you be using in the procurement for goods, services, and works, even as you do the classroom? Apply what you learned in the unit number 4. That is effective resource management. Group 2, go ahead, please. John. Group 2. John, go ahead. Group 2.
Group 1, we are ready.
Please go ahead, group 1. I think that's better. Go ahead, Tafadhali.
Good. I'm Kavila Munga. I'm speaking on behalf of Group 1, where we were to identify various activities to be undertaken by the school leaders to carry out the above task. We took it like this. First, we said we need to sensitize our BOM. Then during the BOM meeting, we form a PMC, that's Project Management Committee. We also said that we need to come up with a tender committee, where this tender committee will be mandated to advertise for the above task of building maybe the learning resource or maybe the classroom. We said we should remember that the advertisements stipulate that you give between 7 and 14 days. Then we also, hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Good. And then we also, we said a tender evaluation, a tender opening committee would be put in place to open up the tenders. Then tender evaluation would take over from there. Then the CEO, in the presence of the procurement officer, would award the highest bidder. Then the highest bidder would be given a letter confirming that he or she or the company has won the tender. The others who could have given their bid and were unsuccessful will be given regret letters. Then we said we expect the one who has won the bid to write an acceptance letter. Then a contract is signed, and then we hand over the site to the highest bidder or the one who has won the tender. That's what we thought would be the preparations we would make or we would put in place once we learn about this issue of the government offering learning resource centers or classrooms. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, group number 1. You have done so well. Let's appreciate them in the chat box. And even as we do that, in group 1, like in the Busia County, we indicated that we were 3 of us, but we are 4. We have been joined by the Kemi Deputy Director in charge of training. Thank you. That is Ekisa for congratulating group 1, please. Let's appreciate them, please. So we have been joined by the Deputy Director. He's here with us. He may just need to say hi so that you can hear him. But group 1 has done very well. And Mr. Wasike, you can see from the chat box there that they have a very clear preparation that they need to make, beginning with informing the BOM, is gone to the formation of the project management committee, the tender committee, tender opening committee, award letter of award regret. We have got acceptance and also the contract. I think that is fairly a good presentation. Of course, depends basically on the procurement method that you are using. And number two is the source of the funds and the instructions on how the funds need to be utilized. Before we go on, please, Mr. Wasike, you can say hi to the Busia County, even as we continue. Karibu sana. Yeah, you can respond in the chat box when you hear his voice by saying hi. He's just unmuting and talking to you shortly. Karibu sana, Mr. Wasike. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Millicent, for the feedback that the session was interactive. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So that is the procedure of activities that you need to implement next 2023, 2027. Yeah, so that is the good procedure. Please, it depends on the method that you are using to procure the goods, services that you may need to use, because in some cases, the fund may come with conditions, but that's a good procedure that you need to adopt as school leaders, even as you ensure that you manage the available resources. Group number 3, please, over to you, even as Mr. Wasike tries to sort out the technical challenge and join and speak to us shortly. He's in the room and he'll be talking to us shortly even as we continue. So group number 3, are you ready? Group 3, are you ready? Identify possible unethical practices that can likely occur while undertaking the project. Group 3, are you there? Please unmute. Evelyn, you are there? Jeremiah Isokat, one of you can present on behalf of Group 3, please. Go ahead.
Group number 3. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead, please.
Group number 3 had the following. Hello.
Please go ahead. We're hearing you. Just go ahead.
Are you getting me?
We are getting you. Go ahead.
Okay. Group number 3 had the following: the unethical practices that might arise. The first one was members of the board might develop interest of being given the tenders, and yet procedurally they are not supposed to. The second one, we might use shortcuts, that is not following the procedure as indicated. Point number 3, the contractors might tend to give in materials that are substandard because they want at least to pocket something out of it. Point number 4, we might have earlier, maybe those who are taking the bids and having interest to be contractors might receive information from the committee members so that when they are giving in their bids, it is just within the money that has been allocated. Because most of the committee members will be knowing how much money is allocated. And then we might have overbilling. And then I think number 4 is connected to the last one, which is number 5. There might be leaking of the information to members. Thank you very much. And members of group 3.
Yes.
Can come in with some more information which I did not.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I think, Evelyn, you've done so well on behalf of group number 3. On behalf of group number 3, and we appreciate so much. I think some of the possible unethical practices, maybe Evelyn, you can tell us whether you've been experiencing this in your schools. You've talked of shortcuts, you've talked of substandard materials, you've talked of conversing to know how much is the tender, talk about rigging and leakage of information. I think I can also add maybe bribery and kickbacks could be there. We are talking about things like maybe cost being inflated because of other interests. We are talking about nepotism can be there. And even what we call the conflict of interest. Evelyn, on behalf of group number 3, please, can you share if some of these things are the real challenges you are facing in school as school leaders?
Yes.
And how did you handle them as group 3?
So group 3 members, you can chip in, but personally, as a school leader, I've gone through this several times. Like, let me use the example of CDF projects, that one of them has been in my school, and it happened that the PQ given was not followed to the latter. At one given time, they brought in iron sheets that were not in the PQ. And the engineer in charge, I was able to conduct him to come and witness and see how the iron sheets were. But as the leader on the compound, I refused to allow them use those iron sheets. And thank God, the MP also stepped in, and the iron sheets were returned and the right ones were brought. So what I would say on the same is, as much as we'll be having these projects, the school leaders should be vigilant to observe. And probably we are the number 1 supervisors. Thank you so much. Another member from my group 3?
No, not really. That's okay. I think you are talking on their behalf. And because of time constraints, we may not be able to engage many more than you. Thank you for that real example. And at that juncture, I think Mr. Wasike can now make a comment by first greeting you and making his comment so that we move on to group number 4. And then we finish shortly. Mr. Wasike, karibu.
Watu wa Busia, how are you?
We are fine, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now, it gives me a lot of pleasure this morning to join you in this lesson, and more specifically to join you in the lesson on issues to do with procurement. You know very well this is a very, very delicate area, an area that has a lot of interest, an area that if not properly handled, we can misuse public resources that are given to us. So I'm very happy that in your own way, I have us. I have had you talk about procurement. I am very excited that you are. Now, in this respect, ladies, at all times, as the officer of the school, we will be sharing more with you even as we continue in this class. I want to welcome you so much. Team Busia, you are doing well. Although from the analysis, I have 6 of you who are not completed. Kindly, those of you who have not completed the assignments that were supposed to be done, please do it so that you can be at 100%. Busia, encourage one another, encourage those people that have not completed the assignment so that they can be at par with others, even as we go towards the end of the program. Otherwise, thank you so much. I wish you well. I'll be in this class for some time. Then I will move to another class. So thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's appreciate him, please. Thank you, Mr. Wasike, for those wonderful remarks, and specifically on procurement that we're talking about. He has been very specific on doing the right thing, And we want now then to welcome group number 4 to present, please. Karibu sana. Group 4, are you ready? Unmute, please. Group 4, Patrick, unmute, please. And represent the group 4, please. Group 4, did you have a discussion? 2 hands raised. Ronald, please go ahead, unmute. Ronald or Rodi, please go ahead. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had our chair as Mr. Mkule. So because he's not in, I can step in. So we were to identify the risks. So we looked at the risk in 10 different ways. The first one was financial risk, where we looked at the budget overruns. This is where you'll make a budget, but when you come to the ground, the cost goes up. The second one, under financial risk, we can also have funding shortfalls, which I believe is self-explanatory. We can also have mismanagement of funds, which is also self-explanatory. That falls under financial risk. Then we also have time-related risk. Like, for example, we can have delays, especially we can have delays where we are supposed to procure the items because of the steps that are involved in. We can also have unrealistic deadlines. We put deadlines that we cannot achieve. There's also the risk of depending on external stakeholders. Like, for example, where we depend on the works officer. So when he's not around, he will give us time, we'll not be able to achieve our project on time. We also have risks that are concerned with operation and logistics. Like, for example, we may have delay in sourcing and transporting of the materials. Sometimes some materials are far away. So before we bring to the site, it will take time. And especially, we also have schools that are found in islands. So you find sourcing materials, then bring to the island. It's really involving, so it will take time. We'll also have risks that are related with environment and sustainability. Like, for example, if the building does not meet, or what I'm saying, if the building is not in the good standards, it could face regulations like, for example, we have the construction authority. They'll also want us to bring, like, for example, if we also build in next to the river, we'll also have some risks. Then you also have technology risk. Am I lost or do we still have people?
Please go ahead. We are hearing you well.
I was saying there's another risk where we have technology risk. Like, for example, the failure for us to follow the design. So if we don't follow the design, it means we'll not construct as it was required. We also have the risk where we'll have operational risk. What I mean by operational risk, we'll have where instead of using the right material, like for example, where we are supposed to use stones, especially to build on the foundation, some will have to use the cheaper ones. And you'll find it will compromise. Then you'll also have legal risk, like for example, where you award to one of the contractor and the other contractor goes to courts. So we'll also have to face those kind of risks. So for now, that is what we discussed. Unless if our chair is around, he can also make some top up. Asante.
Thank you very much, Ronald. Eunice, do you want to say something, Eunice? Eunice Bure, unmute. It's like
I
you're
have
speaking.
unmuted. Thank
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
Yeah, the additional point is about accidents at the site. If precautions are not taken, accidents might occur, especially to learners if it's during the school days. Another one is the variation cost, whereby during the building, they might find that there is a budget overrun, and the budget may be inflated, it may go up for the building materials and other things. Then we have mismanagement of funds. Another point is about theft, people stealing materials on the site, either through plan or accidentally. And lastly, we have risks of getting unqualified contractors. They might come up, they might say they are able, but during the work time, you find that some work is coming out poorly. Then lastly, we have community interest. The people around the school might want to force in so that they may work. Unfortunately, they might bring wrangles. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Eunice, for the additions. I think Group 4 has done well. Again, we can appreciate Group 4 in the chat box, please. Can we see the comments coming? Even as we go through them, identify the possible risks that can occur while undertaking the above project. And I think I just like the classification because Group 4 was able to classify them based on the type of risk here, the financial risks. And they were very clear on the budget overruns, budget shortfalls, etc. Then we have got the time-related risks, and they're talking about the delays in procurement and maybe unrealistic deadlines. They talked about the operation and logistics, and they were looking at probably where some schools are located. For example, in the island, it is not possible to reach there with some of the goods and procure them. We talk of, I think there is also the environmental and sustainability risks. We have got the technology risks. We have got the legal risks. We have got accidents, variation in costs, mismanagement of funds. So those are some of the risks that the school leaders may face, even as they undertake the above project. Remember, that as we were looking at the topic on effective resource management, the last component was about risk management. How can school leaders be able to manage risks? And it begins by probably identifying some of the possible risks, and then you come up with the mitigation measures so that in the event that the risk occur, how can you either avoid, how can you be able to prevent it, how can you be able to minimize the impact of the risks on maybe your role and also on the school as at large. So thank you very much, group number 4. I think we can wind up with group number 2 that was not very clear. And then we should be ending this session in the next 8 minutes. Moody, Odera, unethical practices, that is, can occur overbuilding, bid rigging. Thank you. Group 4, you are organized. Thank you. That's a good comment so far. Robano, well done. Group 4, thank you. Congratulations, Group 4. Thanks, Mr. Rodi and Eunice, for doing it very well. Thank you. Those are very good and positive comments. Thank you very much. Group 2, we are back to you. Are you there? Group 2. John, please, are you coming back? Unmute, please. John, I know you are one of the senior members here. I know you have a few days to go home, but we are happy to hear from you. Go ahead. John? John Dege. John Dege, are you there? Unmute, please, John Dege. Unmute again. It's like you are putting on and off. Akisa Victor. John, go ahead now. You're okay?
I'm trying to organize my points. They were a bit jumbled up as I was taking them.
Go ahead. You have 2 minutes, please. Oh, thank you. It seems you're still arranging yourself, but I think up to where we had reached when you were presenting first, you had indicated the procurement methods. And of course, you remember, you must have looked at what we call the low value. And of course, you need to look at the value of the goods, services, and works that you are procuring here. And of course, the maximum is 50,000 for goods and services and 100K for works. Then we have got what we call the open tendering here. Of course, the amount depends on the budgeted amount. We have got the request for quotations. Again, this goes up to 3 million Kenya shillings for goods and services and also 5 million for works. Then we also have the restricted tender, which goes up to 30 million for goods and services. So please, you need to identify the correct procurement method to be used by the school, even as you look up to undertaking the project based on the next 2027, which basically focuses on ensuring equity and access to education in the country. So the government is focusing on how can we improve access and how can we improve equity in education across the entire country. So we will be undertaking this project here, and I want us to end in the next 3 minutes because our time is up. And of course, we are a lucky team today as a Busia group because, again, the CEO came here, also joined us here. Probably in the last few seconds when I'm done, he will just say hi. So we move on. We move on to what you are doing in the extended learning activity. Maybe I may ask one of us to present to us the strategies that you are able to come up with as a school leaders in the implementation of effective allocation of school resources in alignment with the school goals and priorities. One of us, by just raising up your hand, we will want to hear from you because you have done this part. You uploaded the picture in the section at the end of unit number 4. So I want to get from you what were the strategies that you came up with. Group number, any person please ready? Raise up your hand. Raise up your hand, please. Identify strategies which a school leader can implement to effectively allocate resources in alignment with the school goals and priorities, ensuring that the resources are optimally utilized to enable the school improve the attainment of the educational outcomes. Any hand raised? Godfrey, now you can unmute. I saw your hands raised a lot of times, please. Godfrey, in a minute, please. Your hand was up some time back. Who is helping us with this? What strategies have we implemented or you are yet to implement? Any hand raised, please? Any hand raised? Thank you. Maurice, go ahead. Unmute and go ahead to present what you had uploaded in as artifacts in the section.
Yes.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, some of the strategies are: one, we identify the school needs. For example, if we have needs, maybe we need the ICT tools and so on and so forth. Then we prioritize the school needs. We put them in the order of priorities, which ones are more urgent. Then we prepare annual budget as the school needs. Then we come up with a procurement plan. Then we constitute relevant ad hoc procurement committees, like the ones we have been about, the opening committees, the evaluation committees, the acceptance committees. Then we make the tender, we make the adverts of the tender, we advertise. Then we receive the tender application. Then we select the qualified bidders. Another strategy, we inspect the goods supplied if they meet the standards and other things. And then of course it's done by the relevant ad hoc committee. Then those goods that we have procured also make sure that they are well utilized. So proper utilization of the school resources by the teachers or the relevant authorities or people in the school. Then we have proper keeping of the resources that we have procured.
Thank you. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Maurice, for the presentation. I think you have well put it because we're looking at the strategies that a school leader can implement to ensure that the available resources are effectively allocated in alignment with the school goals and priorities here. And of course, among the factors that you've mentioned, or the strategies here you mentioned includes making priorities, prioritizing the goals of the schools based on the needs assessment that as a school leader you need to do. He has mentioned budgeting, he has mentioned budgeting in a transparent manner, he has mentioned procurement, he has mentioned also engaging the communities and other partners. He has mentioned things like evaluating and reassessing the utilization of resources from time to time. He has mentioned things like ensuring that the available resources are utilized in a way that is prudent and in accordance with the law. And I think at that juncture, I want to hear your feedback on how the session has been, because we want to stop there. We should be stopping at 11 so that we take a break as per the timetable here for about 30 minutes. During those 30 minutes, we will be sharing some information on this call here. Please do not log out. You can look for a cup of tea wherever you are. Take it. John Dege, are you there? Maurice, please look for a cup of tea. You can take a health break. But before then, I told you earlier that in this room, we have the CEO with us. He will be addressing us in the next 1 minute, please. We are saying that we are coming back at 11:30 for the second session, whereby we will be reviewing unit number 5. And just like unit number 4, it will be interactive in terms of the activities to be carried out. Again, we'll be forming various groups, that is the breakout rooms, to discuss what we have learned over the last 1 or 2 months. And then it will take again 1 hour 30 minutes, and then we'll be closing by 1 exactly p.m. today. Otherwise, we want to see your comments. I think Elvis will be putting for us some very good discussions that are going on in the Ministry of Education. So even as you take a breakfast, John, Maurice, and the rest, Eunice, and the rest, please, you can stay tuned. And before you go, please allow the CEO of KEMI to say hi. But like I said earlier, tomorrow we'll be having a closing ceremony, which again, he will be giving a speech together with the country program manager for VOB and the 4 county directors of education that are taking the lesson this weekend. Thank you very much. And now it's my pleasure to welcome our CEO, Dr. Maurice Odondo. Karibu sana. Address the Busia colleagues.
Thank you very much, Dr. Charles Mwanza, VOB team in the room and the KEMI team in the room. For the participants in Busia County, we are glad to see you onboarded this morning. We expect you to be here until Sunday, that is tomorrow, when we'll officially close this session. But most importantly, I am glad in as far as your commitment to improving learners' outcomes concerned, and you sacrifice your time and day to be here and even be here again tomorrow to accomplish this important program that we have been heading together with the VVOB. So at this point, I want to do the very best. You may go for your breakfast. As we come back, we'll be engaging on and on as we progress in this important learning process. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much. Please, can we see the comments on the chat box, please? You can just say something if you had the CEO speak to us. The comments are so important for us. Please just make your comment in the chat box, Safadali. And with that, Elvis, over to you, even as they go for their health break for 30 minutes. Please come back 10 minutes before 11:30. But of course, stay tuned as you go for the health break. Karibu sana, Elvis.
People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that. So they are shying away from taking leadership roles.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
Training is important, and especially to us school leaders, because we have to lead by example. So in CBC implementation, it is us to lead the other teachers. So we need to get the right knowledge, we need to get the right skills. Even the attitude we had before needs to be changed so that we are able now to impart the right knowledge and skills to the teachers. When we acquire this knowledge also, it will help us to know what the approaches we are going to use to ensure that now the program succeeds, because definitely it has to succeed. So we need to assist the teachers. We also need to assist the parents, because it is us they rely on. In most cases, they tell us it is you to tell us, it is you to guide us on what we are supposed to do as parents. So we need to get the right knowledge, skills, and also change of attitude.
I feel very strongly that these trainings, for example, the one we have with you, the increase program, is making us be very innovative. It is going to address my weaknesses. Really passionate on the ICT aspect, because we have realized that Kenya is on the 21st century skills, and our learners need also to have these skills.
This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of, and it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be strong and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VUB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned first of all to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me it is a wonderful training.
People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles.
as you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
Training is important, and especially to us school leaders, because we have to lead by example. So in CBC implementation, it is us to lead the other teachers. So we need to get the right knowledge, we need to get the right skills. Even the attitude we had before needs to be changed so that we are able now to impart the right knowledge and skills to the teachers. When we acquire this knowledge also, it will help us to know what the approaches we are going to use to ensure that now the program succeeds, because definitely it has to succeed. So we need to assist the teachers. We also need to assist the parents, because it is us they rely on. In most cases, they tell us it is you to tell us, it is you to guide us on what we are supposed to do as parents. So we need to get the right knowledge, skills, and also change of attitude.
I feel very strongly that these trainings, for example, the one we have with you, the increase program, is making us be very innovative. It is going to address my weaknesses. Really passionate on the ICT aspect, because we have realized that Kenya is on the 21st century skills, and our learners need also to have these skills.
This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of, and it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be strong and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VUB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me it is a wonderful training.
people have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliant.
Training is important, and especially to us school leaders, because we have to lead by example. So in CBC implementation, it is us to lead the other teachers. So we need to get the right knowledge, we need to get the right skills. Even the attitude we had before needs to be changed so that we are able now to impart the right knowledge and skills to the teachers. When we acquire this knowledge also, it will help us to know what the approaches we are going to use to ensure that now the program succeeds, because definitely it has to succeed. So we need to assist the teachers. We also need to assist the parents, because it is us they rely on. In most cases, they tell us it is you to tell us, it is you to guide us on what we are supposed to do as parents. So we need to get the right knowledge, skills, and also change of attitude.
I feel very strongly that these trainings, for example, the one we have with you, the increase program, is making us be very innovative. It is going to address my weaknesses. Really passionate on the ICT aspect, because we have realized that Kenya is on the 21st century skills, and our learners need also to have these skills.
This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of, and it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be strong and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VUB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me, it is a wonderful training.
People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliance.
Training is important, and especially to us school leaders, because we have to lead by example. So in CBC implementation, it is us to lead the other teachers. So we need to get the right knowledge, we need to get the right skills. Even the attitude we had before needs to be changed so that we are able now to impart the right knowledge and skills to the teachers. When we acquire this knowledge also, it will help us to know what the approaches we are going to use to ensure that now the program succeeds, because definitely it has to succeed. So we need to assist the teachers. We also need to assist the parents, because it is us they rely on. In most cases, they tell us, it is you to tell us, it is you to guide us on what we are supposed to do as parents. So we need to get the right knowledge, skills, and also change of attitude.
I feel very strongly that these trainings, for example, the one we have with you, the increase program, is making us be very innovative. It is going to address my weaknesses. Really passionate on the ICT aspect, because we have realized Kenya is on the 21st century skills, and our learners need also to have these skills.
This training is very important at this level because we are getting a lot of information that we are not sure of. And it has come at the right time because it's going to make us better, more effective leaders than we were before. And because of the new technology that's coming in, we believe we are going to get to be strong and be able to monitor the curriculum implementation well in our institutions.
I appreciate the organizers came in VUB. It's a very wonderful training. It will help me as a leader to become an efficient leader. Because from here I'll go and cascade what I have learned to my, first of all, to my teachers and also to my fellow head teachers in my zone. So to me, it is a wonderful training.
People have not been out to go and take because they believe they'll be separated from family or something like that, so they are shying away from taking leadership roles.
As you see, most of the managers were advanced in age. So we are trying to catch up with the technology, and we have really tried. So when it comes to learning also, there are applications that we are going to use. There is a way we are going to navigate now to get to our modules.
The school leaders, especially some of them, they are not, or they don't have the skills in ICT, especially when we see they go out, they go to cyber cafe where most of the documents or most of the secret documents are placed in cybers, which is not good. But I think after this training, the teachers will be more equipped with skills and techniques on how to handle ICT, as most of them, they are not computer compliance.
Right. Good morning once again, colleagues. Good morning once again, colleagues. Good morning again. We are back. We are back to the second session. Thank you, Ekisa Victor. Thank you very much. Can see you people are hearing me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would like to see if you are hearing me wherever you are. Philomena Momanyi. Philomena, please, you can unmute and say hi to us. Philomena. Philomena, can you unmute and say hi to us even as we start? Philomena, have you talked since morning? No? Can you unmute and say hi to us? Philomena.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Is this sister?
Yes, I am the one.
Sister, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. You had just muted me.
And how is the session going on?
Going on very well. I had little challenges with network, but I'm on and doing well.
And now you are
A
here.
good one.
Which unit? Now you are here.
Yes,
Which
I
unit
am.
is this we are about to cover?
Learner
Which unit
and
is
staff
this?
welfare. Huh?
Yes, thank you very
Learner and
much.
staff
Now,
welfare.
what do you know about it, Philomena, sister?
What I know is that we need to take good care of our learners as well as teachers if we expect outcomes, proper outcomes. So we take care of their psychological needs, their physical needs, their social needs, and even spiritual needs.
Oh,
Hello.
thank you very much. So when we talk about learner and staff welfare, we need to remind ourselves that as school leaders, we are part of the staff in the school here. And so as we take care of others, we also need to take care of ourselves. And the reason as to why we are focusing on this unit here is basically from research which has found that when the learners and the staff welfare is taken into account, then the schools that we are leading will be able to realize and enhance achievement of the learning outcomes. And two, our school will be able to improve the rates at which we are retaining the students and even staff within our schools. And three, we are looking at creating an environment which is very positive, a positive working and learning environment whereby it is very friendly to every stakeholder found within the schools. And we are looking at learner and staff welfare also motivates both learners and teachers and even staff. That is so that they can aspire to achieve that which they are aiming at in the schools, their goals, they can achieve their goals. It is a motivation to both the learners and also the teachers. And also it enhances their holistic development. And here we are talking about, for example, on the side of the teacher, when a teacher is developed holistically, is a teacher who is able to take up multiple roles. He can take up more assignments from the school leaders here. Is a teacher who is able to go beyond just providing instructional or basically teaching in the lessons only. They can go ahead and support the school in promoting even other activities, including the sporting activities, the co-curriculum activities, and many more. So we're saying that on the side of the teacher, learner and staff welfare, if promoted, will ensure that the teacher is able to take up additional roles and is able to go beyond just the teaching only. It goes beyond to ensure that they even offer what you call the psychological support and psychosocial support to the teachers, to the colleagues, and also to the students within the school. And the next is that it also reduces the level of what we call the stress and the burnout level. That is on the side of the teachers, on the side of the learners, and also ensures that we have an environment whereby we are promoting what we call a better community and school relationship, whereby the community and the school are able to operate in an environment where they are one, and also ensure that the schools perform in the long run in terms of the attainment of the learning outcomes of our schools here. And therefore, as school leaders, it's our responsibility so far to ensure that our schools are able to provide what we call the psychosocial support to our learners and staff. And when we look at the psychosocial support here, what are we talking about here? We are basically talking about how can as school leaders promote and protect the psychological or psychosocial well-being of our learners. of our teachers, of other staff members. That is, we are looking at a state whereby the students in our schools, the families in our schools, and even the community that we are serving have got success or are well in terms of their social, in terms of their spiritual, in terms of their maybe what we call the emotional well-being, so that they are able to focus on the main reason as to why the school exists here. And of course, in this era, we are talking about the era of nurturing every learner's potential. How can we nurture the potential of every learner in our school? So we are looking at you people who are in this class here, as school leaders. How can we be able to promote learner and staff welfare to ensure that every learner's potential is maximized and achieved, to ensure that that our learners' potentials are nurtured? That is learner and staff welfare. And of course, when I talk about this, we are looking at such activities, for example, the guidance and counseling services in the school. Do we promote guidance and counseling in our schools? Please say yes in the chat box. Do we promote what we call GNC in our schools? Do we have the capacity to do that? And two, we are looking at the establishment of maybe the religious programs. For example, we have got the pastoral programs. Are we doing that in our school? Please say yes if you're doing that. If no, you just say no. Have we established programs that can support the psychosocial well-being of our learners? We are looking at the physical wellness activities. That is, in terms of promoting the physical well-being of learners and teachers. And here we are focusing about the co-curriculum activities. We are focusing about an environment whereby the learners can be able to get time to go and play around the school. The teachers, we can have sporting activities. We can have competitions around that area. We are looking at the clubs. Do our schools have clubs? Which clubs do you have? Please let me see by in the chat box the clubs that you have. I'm seeing a lot of yes, 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 yes. All answers here are yes. I don't know whether you are honest two people. Vibrant GNC on the ground. Thank you very much, Dimfina Okwaro. PPI taught, thank you. Prayers enhanced, thank you very much, Philomena. We are looking at 4K club is there. That is club and societies are there. So we are looking at have we established clubs that will support the psychosocial well-being of our learners and staff. We are talking about the environment club. We're talking about ICT club, health club. We're talking about music club, sports club. In the chat box, there's so many there. Peace club, debating club, agriculture club. We talk of the wildlife scouts club and many more. So we need to offer what we call the psychosocial support to our learners. We're looking at enhancing the physical ambience of the school. That is why we are talking about how can we promote a school that is child-friendly. We have the Tuseme Club. That's a good one so far. How can we promote a school that is child-friendly in terms of the environment, in terms of the setup of the classroom, in terms of the arrangement of everything in the school? We are looking at a school which is child-friendly. And last, we talk about the mentorship programs in our schools. Remember that as junior school principals, as junior school leaders, we are basically looking at students who have just finished grade 6 and have joined grade number 7, so that they take a 3-year learning period. That is year 7, 8, and 9. And during this time, you know what their age is. Please, maybe you can tell me what is the age of the students in junior school. What is the range of the ages there? The age of students at junior school level. What is their age, please, in your school? We are talking about, I'm waiting to see them in the chat box, please. We are looking at students age between how many years? 12 years. Somebody has said 12 years there. And 15 years, somebody else. What is the age? 13 years, good. 11 and 13, yes. 14, 15, thank you, 12, 15, that's okay. So we are looking at learners in the age bracket between around 11, 12 there, 13, 14, 15. That is a period when they are beginning their teen age. They want to start their 13, 14, 15. So we're talking about the teenage period. And here we are saying that at this time, these learners are transiting or undergoing a lot of physical and emotional challenges. And maybe you can highlight in the group there, please, which are these challenges they go through, the physical challenges, the emotional challenges they're going through at this age. And therefore, as junior school leaders, we need to ensure that we provide the necessary psychosocial support to ensure that these students here are able to navigate the challenges that this age presents to them. So one of the challenges here has been mentioned to be the challenge of what? Low self-esteem. Somebody has mentioned the challenge of just being anxious, anxiety in their lives. Thank you very much. Another challenge that they're going through, please, in the chat box. Emotional challenge include wanting too much to discover themselves at once. They want to know who are they. Are they male or they are not male? Are they peer pressure is coming in? Thank you. Physical development. Sometimes there are some changes in their physique, that is their bodies. We are looking at the challenges there. Thank you very much. We are talking about all that you're mentioning there. Another one again, please. I'm waiting on you. Mood swings. Thank you very much. I'm reading the line, please. Relationship forming. Yes, thank you very much for that, Alfred, for mentioning that. We have got, what else again is there? Thank you. And we can say, among others. So it is a period when the learners are experiencing a number of physical and emotional changes, and therefore they require a lot of our support as school leaders to ensure that our learners are able to attain the outcomes, the learning outcomes as per the different units that they are covering, or subjects they are covering, or maybe learning areas that they are covering. And so having said that and taking us through the introduction part of it, again, I want us to go to our groups again. Please don't go until you are taken there. Please wait a bit. We said earlier that we need to go into our groups. And the groups are called the breakout rooms. The breakout what? Please write their rooms, breakout rooms. So we'll be forming 4 breakout rooms. And you'll be required to join as per the, maybe what will pop up in your screen there. Please, you'll join your respective group. Please ensure that you join within the first minute. And once you join there, please do not keep quiet, because the leader of the group must come from you. It must come from, please begin by taking leadership among yourself and appointing one of you, because you know each other very well, to take lead. And then have a discussion around the 4 questions that we are sharing. Then you will be required to return back after 15 minutes automatically. Please don't start going by yourself. Please wait to be returned back to the main forum again. And then each group will be given 12 minutes to present their discussions and deliberations. And thereafter, we'll be able to complete this unit here. So please, we'll take you to your groups, and each group will be given an assignment. Group 1, group 2. So group 1 will be with now Elvis. Group 2 will be with Noam. Group 3 will be with Mr. Masike. And group number 4 will be with Omwanza, who is taking us through this unit here, please. So please don't wait for the people that I've mentioned to lead the group discussion. Please take leadership among yourself and start the discussions. And so we are looking at how can we provide psychosocial support for our learners. I've mentioned that. How can we enhance schools' health and safety, and how can we also promote and enhance staff management in our schools. We will discuss this in our various groups so that we will be able to present after 15 minutes of discussion. So I want to take us to our groups, please, immediately. Group 1, Elvis, Group 2. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back to the joint classroom now. Can you hear me? Please, I want to hear you talk by chatting in the chat box there, please. Did you hear me talk? We were given various tasks based on the rooms where I went to. And one of the questions was to identify challenges learners in your school might face that could impact on their well-being and successful transition to junior schools. Please, Group 1, you will take the next 10 minutes to present that. And please give practical examples and how you handle them, please. We'll appreciate that kind of feedback from you. As you identify the challenges, please come up with the practical examples based on what you have experienced in your schools and how you overcame it, please, in 10 minutes from now. So please start Group 1. Who is the secretary to Group 1, please, or the chairman? Can we see you raising up your hand, please, as you start the presentation? Group 1, are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It is Opoko Morris, presenting for Group 1. Hello? Can
yes,
you
go ahead.
Me, member? Yeah. So some of the challenges that we have enumerated are, number 1, the lack of some learning resources. We realize that in some of these junior schools, we are having challenges of some of the learning resources, such as the laboratories. Even enough classrooms, we don't have enough classrooms. That one can adversely affect the learners. Then number 2, we talked about teaching force. Teaching force is also important. We realize that some of the schools are surviving on one teacher or 2 teachers, if not just boosted by these teachers from the section, then we are having a challenge. And some of these learners might go and tour might go without covering some other working and learning areas. So that might also again be challenge learners that transit. So teaching inadequate teaching force. Then we have a problem that is lack of parental support. To find some of the parents have really their roles and engaged in the learning of the children. In fact, they say if there's no repetition, there is no what. So they have left everything in the hands of the teachers. So we are having that as a challenge, and that one may pose a challenge. The natural transit between schools, lack of parental support. Then another thing is a lack of guiding and counseling services. If they are not adequately addressed in our schools, if we don't have these services well organized in our schools, then the learners might have challenge, because there are so many that need to be guided or counseled in. For example, they have change, physical changes and other things. They need to be guided on what to do. So if they are not there, then the learners will have a problem. We have all this challenge. This is also posing a challenge, poverty level of our from our environment. Of course, some families are not even able to support because of the poverty levels, and that might also pose a challenge. Then we have also another thing that might also pose a challenge to these learners is high expectations from teachers and the parents. Like right now, we find in some other areas, teachers have already been told that
they must make sure that the learners work very hard to join the same schools come at senior school level. We find that even the parents are already that you must make sure that by the end of the junior school, as you proceed to the senior school, you must join the STEM school. So to do study courses like engineering and other things. And yet some of these learners do not be good in some of the learning areas that will help them in STEM schools. How they are good in sports. So high expectations from parents and teachers is also posing a challenge. Then another challenge is on or mass media. You find some of these learners are already getting some more information which might be positive or negative from these social media things, and this one is also a challenge to the learners. Then you have, although the government was talking about having reduced the number of learning areas, but we realize that we have a lot of these learners are involved with a lot of world. If you practically go to the ground, you find these learners are having a lot of work to cover. Although the government was talking about having reduced the number of learning areas, you find the content was reduced. So the learning is reduced, but the content was infused into this new learning area. So you find the world that these learners are supposed to cover is a lot, and that one is also causing some damage to these learners. So maybe you allow some members from Group 1 to add any point that have not covered, but those are a few points that we are able to discuss and come up with. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Maurice Opoko. Maurice, where are you connecting from? The network is very poor somehow.
The network, I'm connecting from Samia Funyula constituency.
Samia has got very good network, unless you are coming from places where there's no network. I was there, so I know the network is good, but thank you very much for the good presentation. Group 1, you have done well. And yes, you can see their answers in the screen, on your screen, please. Because the question had asked us, maybe somebody wants to comment, Group 1, if any, you can raise up your hand, please. The question had asked that identify challenges that learners in your school might face that could impact on their well-being and successful transition into junior school. And Maurice, are you still on? Can I hear your voice?
Yes, I'm still on.
One of the challenges you mentioned is lack of resources. How have you handled this on behalf of your group, please?
Like resources like classrooms. One. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, like the classrooms in my school, particularly now at my school, Busia school, we have talked to the MP, and as I speak now, the MP is putting up a small rebuilding of 8 classrooms in the school. So very soon it will be ready, and I think I shall have the issue for classrooms as a problem to the CDF.
Yeah, so you remember you're talking on behalf of the entire group. So please, your answer should be the answers to the whole group. Thank you very much. Eunice, please. How have you handled the issue of teaching force in your schools? Eunice, please unmute.
I've unmuted. I'm not in Group 1, but there is one challenge that has faced some few rural schools whereby the teachers of the GSS want to bring disunity among learners between the primary and the transited ones. And they also inculcate in them that they are senior than the other learners and they don't want them to work together. They don't want the primary teachers to send the learners of GSS. And once there is a school that teachers almost got into fists because of that. So the teachers of GSS bringing disunity in the staff and among learners. Thank you.
So how did you handle that?
It was not in my school. It was in a neighboring school where
How
the
was it
GSS
handled, or how did
teacher-
you hear it was handled?
Unfortunately, the school had only an acting head. The head had retired and the deputy did not. I think the case, they discussed in the school and I think they solved it among themselves.
Thank you very much. Now, allow us just go through the points that have been mentioned. Maurice, now you can mute.
Sorry,
Because
sir.
we have students remain.
It's a point, sir. Before, sir, there's a question you asked about what we are doing to maybe to solve this issue of teaching force. Practically most schools, we have put these teachers who are in the primary section. They are assisting to take up some learning areas in junior schools, and learning is going on well. The other places, practically in my school, we have also brought 2 teachers on board who are helping, because we realize even those junior school teachers who are posted here, most of them were able to teach art subjects, sciences. So we go to the parents and they agreed, and we brought on board at least 2 teachers who are helping, especially in the side of related sciences and science-related subjects or learning areas.
Thank you very much. Now, I think the points are there. They are 8 in number, and I can say that the group has done their best, because we are looking at the challenges that learners can face, which can affect their well-being, their welfare, them being completely physically, emotionally, and spiritually well. And this can affect their successful transition to the junior school. Remember, when I began, I think I'd mentioned that the student at our level goes through a number of challenges and adjustment physically and emotionally. And some of the answers you mentioned here are right. Some relate to the teachers, some relate to the learners, but we should be focusing purely on the challenges that the learners can face. And of course, I'm happy that among them, from what I can see here, is what we call the socio-emotional adjustment challenges. That is, like you had mentioned earlier, the issue revolving around forming friendships. Maybe they want to be alone at some age now. They want just to be separated from the rest. They can also become bullies or can be bullied. Those are socio-emotional adjustment challenges that they may be going through. Somebody has mentioned the family and home issues. That is what Maurice mentioned here. That is, some of these students here come from very poor families. Remember that most of you have come up with lunch programs. Is that right? In the chat box, please. And you are requesting them to pay money. And some parents are unable to pay this. That is low income levels of families. Is that true? Do you charge for lunch for grade 6? I want to just see the answers there, because I noted some schools whereby they charge money for lunch, yet the schools come from the neighborhood. The kids come from the neighborhood. And therefore the question is, why lunch? Why lunch to these students here? Yet they cannot afford. Or no, yes. I'm saying no, yes. We don't charge. Oh, good, thank you. Oh, maybe you are under special program. That's a good one so far. But I noted that somewhere that some schools charge for the lunch program for grade 6, grade 7 and 8, because now they're in junior school. And this could be a family or a home issue that can affect their transition into what? To the junior school. I think that was well mentioned before by the group number 1. We had got issues dealing with the increasing demands on the academics. I think that was well articulated by Maurice. You did very well in that. We are looking at even physical and even issues that revolve around cognitive development. For example, some students probably are experiencing either delayed developments. Some of them have health issues, and this can affect them, their well-being, and affect their successful transition to the to the junior school. So as school leaders, therefore, we have a role to play in terms of promoting the well-being of our learners to ensure that they successfully transition to the junior schools. And that is why now we are asking group number 2 that they can identify the strategies that the school leaders now can employ to effectively foster a supportive psychosocial environment that enhances the well-being and successful transitioning of learners to the junior schools. Now, what strategies will you employ after looking at the challenges now? What strategies will you employ to ensure that the learners are able to have a supportive psychosocial environment so that they can successfully transit to the junior schools? Group 2, I want to see hands raised up. Please go ahead. If you can unmute, if your hands are up, can unmute, please, and just come up with the strategies now. Strategies, please. Go ahead. Unmute, please. Group 2. You have 10 minutes from now, please. Group 2. Group 2.
Yes.
Go ahead. Thank you. Jeremiah. Eunice or Jeremiah. Eunice, you are muted. Please go ahead. Or mute.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Am I heard?
Yes, group 2. Go ahead.
Yes, Jeremiah was our secretary, but because he's not there, I can come in. We were sorry, we were asked to give in strategies that a school leader can employ to help learners transit successfully. Number 1, we'll talk of because of the fear of the unknown, we'll have to come up with the guiding and counseling sessions to help them know themselves because they're also in that changing the adolescent stage. So the guiding and counseling will help them. Then on the same line, we can bring in resource persons to give them good guidance about their learning areas and the transition that they are coming to. Then we have giving them good classes, that is, we manage their classes. First of all, we make sure that we don't heap them in very many learners in the same class, because it can also bring some indiscipline. So by managing those classes, we'll be able to get to know them better. Then on the same note, the leader must make sure that the classes they have given them are good classes, not dilapidated classes that they'll feel they have been neglected. Then providing enough learning materials or resources for them to understand that from the primary session, junior school, from primary, they're getting to junior school and they're going to get to encounter with the new learning issues like we have ICT labs, we have laboratories, and we provide the relevant materials. Then they can also be given different uniforms to make them feel good because they'll be identified from the other lot. Then their welfare. Because some of them come from very poor families, we can have a scheme that will make sure that all of them have their lunch at school. And maybe through that, we can come up with, we can call parents, discuss, and come up with a strategy that all learners can eat in the school. Then we can organize for group ball games among themselves for their breaks or leisure time, because their social life will also they'll get encouraged to interact with others away from academic work. Then in the classes, they should be provided with good furniture, not the small lockers or desks, because they are grown up. They need to sit comfortably. Then another point was inviting motivational speaker. Apart from the guiding and counseling speaker, we also have motivational speaker to help them know their paths. Apart from this, it has left my mind, but by being motivated, they'll also learn more. At that point, I'll ask Jeremiah if he can hear me to add on the points he had written, because I was not writing, I was the chairman. Jeremiah, please, if you are able. Hello.
Hello, I can get you now.
Please chip in.
I think what you have not touched there is about provision of a good classroom. Whereby I think now we needed to get prepared to receive these learners. For example, right now, the government is preparing for grade 9 learners who are going to transition from grade 8 to grade 9. That is why now the government is trying its level-based to reduce that pressure on parents and even the learners themselves when these learners transition to grade 9. To reduce the issue of teacher shortage, as a school leader, you need to talk to the stakeholders on how to get enough teachers in our schools by even involving the parents themselves and the government agencies. I think that's what you had left out, and that is it all. All other things you have touched them.
Thank you.
Are you handing over?
Please, Dan.
Oh, you are done. Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good, thank you. You can now mute. I think that's a very good comment, maybe response from group number 2. They have given us the strategies that we can put in place to ensure that we promote the well-being of our learners so that they can successfully transit to the junior school. And among the answers given here include number 1 is coming up with G and C sessions, offering peer counseling, maybe programs in the school, managing their class sizes. You understand the challenge you go through as public schools. We have schools with very big numbers in a single class. Provide classes that are in good condition, a very good one as well, thank you. Providing adequate learning resources, ICT labs, giving different uniforms. Thank you. Attending to their welfare needs. For example, he has mentioned the lunch program. We are talking about comfortable sitting. That is the tables, the chairs, the lockers, whatever you are using at the school. We are looking at providing the motivational speakers and also talking to stakeholders on additional staffing of teachers, among other maybe points that you have mentioned. And of course, in relation to even the points I mentioned earlier, you can even come up with what we call the ways or mechanisms of ensuring that you build a strong teacher learner relationship, whereby the learners and the teachers are relating in a way that promotes the well-being of the learners in the school. And we're also talking about maybe engaging families in the transition process. You need to engage them and tell them that the level may not be that expensive in case you're charging. Maybe in case it's not so much demanding, and please need to give them confidence as school leaders so that they can see that the junior school basically prepares these learners to take the path towards their careers when they join the senior school. Thank you very much. You want to see the comments for group 2, please comment in the chat box, please. Chat box. You want to see the comments coming in. Please be active there, tafadhali. A speaker to take them through career pathways, very good. By the way, which are these career pathways, please? What are the 3 career pathways? Other comments, please, coming on the chat box. I'm waiting to see them there. What are the 3 career pathways that students need to follow when they join the senior school? 1, as mentioned, STEM. What percentage should go there into STEM? Good, thank you. You've done well. Robano, good attempt. Thank you for appreciating group 2, please. Thank you. Other comments, please. We have 40-something people here. We want to see your comments, please, to show that you are active in class. STEM, 60% good. Wow, well done, group 2. Thank you. Performing arts, thank you. Good presentation from Kavilia Munga, 60%. Good, thank you. For STEM, arts is there. What percentage, please? Thank you for that. And lastly, the last 2 I'm reading. We have got STEM, 60% from Honorat Kesa. And lastly, I'm waiting for another comment, please, in the chat box. Comments, the chat box, please, comments. Well done, my fellow group members. Thank you, Naftal, for that. And I think that marks the comments last I'm reading. Now, having said that, we are looking at now Sahara, who is the new head of an institution at Mazuri Junior School, discovers that the new school building is in poor condition, suffering from inadequate ventilation and insufficient toilet facilities. Additionally, there is a notable lack of consistent adherence to the health protocols, including hand washing and sanitation practices among students and staff. What immediate steps can Sahara take to address the critical health and safety issues at Mazuri Junior School? Group 3, over to you. Who is the person presenting, please? You can raise up your hand so it can help you unmute yourself. And now we are starting to take the comments from group number 2. Group 3, comments, please, for group 3 now coming in. Group 3, who is there to start us off? Group 3. Group 3, are you there? Group 3, are you there? Group 3, who is presenting on your behalf? Raise up your hand, please. Group 3.
Yes. Mr. Kavili, are you there? We're in group 3.
No, I think group 4 we can present if it's possible.
Group 4, go ahead as we wait for group 3 to look for themselves and come.
Secretary, Madam Rose, kindly step on the floor. Group 4.
Unmute, Rose. I can see your hand raised. Go ahead. Philomena, which group are you?
So our question. N4.
Group 4, Rose. Rose, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. My name is Rosa Bai. I was the secretary presenting for group 4. And the question was, how can you as a school leader effectively empower and support school staff to enhance Roman 1, collaboration, then 2, we have professional development, and 3, job satisfaction. So these are some of the points we came up with For collaboration, we said establish staff networks. These include creating WhatsApp group for the members to communicate. Then we have number 2, we have team building activities. These team building activities may include things like chamas for the members so that they improve their welfare. They can contribute something by the end of the month, then they give it to one person, things like merry-go-rounds. Then number 3, we talked of a provision of lunch, that is a feeding program for the staff, whereby they don't contribute. It is the school to look for a way in which the teachers should just eat, and then the environment will be conducive for them. Then we also have a point 3, establishing a staff welfare. When we talk of a staff welfare means when a member gets bereaved or has something like a wedding, members contribute, and then we visit the person who is affected. Then also we talked of invitation of resource persons. This resource person can be invited to school so that they give us health talks to the teachers generally, because we find that most of us teachers, our teachers may be affected like things like use of financial problems. Some of them have gone for loans. So resource persons may talk to us and advise the staff. Then we also have holding meetings frequently so that we, as a school leader, you listen to their problems. Then part 2, which is on professional development, we have letting them go for seminars or workshops or any training opportunities so that they can develop professionally. Then number 2, we have delegation of duty. Let them be delegated duties. For example, even the deputy can give them some work as a head. You can delegate them to do some work because they are also coming to the same level by the end of the day. Then number 3, on professional development, we have mentorship programs for them so that they are well equipped on what is going on. Then number 4, we have allowing them to attend TPD courses, maybe during the holiday, let them go for trainings, e.g. uplifting themselves in terms of grade, go to the university, the courses that are normally taken during holidays. Then you can also grant them study leaves for those ones who want to go for courses where they don't want disturbances, maybe during school hours. They can apply for study leaves and then you process them. Then part 3, which was job satisfaction. Are you getting me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Go ahead, okay?
Part 3, part 3 was on job satisfaction. We talked about motivation of the teachers through extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic means maybe those ones who go for extra hours can be given some money to motivate them. Intrinsic means giving them letters of recognition and appraisal. Then for those teachers who are employed on BOM, you can also, the school can properly remunerate them so that they are encouraged to continue working hard. Then we also have a work-life balance, whereby as a school leader, you become flexible. You allow those ones who maybe ask for permission to go and maybe they have challenges in their family, you allow them so long as they can come, and then during the remedial hours, they can check in and cover the work that they had not taught. Then lastly, we talked about taking the teachers, that is job satisfaction, taking them for tours or trips so that they are motivated. And I think those were the few points that we came up with group 4. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rose Abai, for that presentation. Have you joined from the Kingdom? Rose Abai, which school are you representing here?
Yes, I'm representing group. You are saying?
Which school are you coming from?
I come from Aboloi, Teso North.
Oh, Aboloi, thank you very much for representing group 4 in a very good way and dividing your points as per each of those sub-themes. That is, in terms of enhancing collaboration, in terms of professional development, in terms of job satisfaction. And in the group chat, which you can just see the comments coming there. And the comments are that sensation on career pathways, police on point 2, are there ways to organize school-based professional development opportunities? What will be your role as a school leader? Please, Rabbi, answer that. On behalf of your group, please, Rabbi, are there ways to organize the school-based PD opportunities? Nice, Abai, thank you. Rose, can you answer that question on behalf of your group members?
Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about Robai, so I was getting mixed up.
Abai.
Yes, you are saying ways of?
Chat box, the question says that, are there ways, sorry, I'm just losing it. Maybe you can read for me a little bit, see if you
I
can see
think
it.
maybe to answer that question, we can talk of insets in school. We can organize for insets for the teachers in school, and then they are being sensitized on the various pathways and other things.
Oh, thank you. That's a good trial so far. Thank you very much. I think we can appreciate them, please, in the chat box, even as we go to group number 3. So those are well outlined points. And of course, one of the ways of ensuring that there's job satisfaction is even what we call the promotion of the work-life balance. There's a life after work, and there's work also even as you live this life here. So please, we are looking at, she has mentioned the recognition, the motivation intrinsically and extrinsically, talking about the remuneration for BM teachers should be within the market rates or slightly above so that they can be motivated, encouraging feedback or basically creating an environment whereby you can obtain feedback from the relevant stakeholders, and also building a positive climate for the school. So you have done well, and we want to appreciate you so much. Thank you very much. Group 3, if you're not there, I can stand in for you. Or not even me, we can do it together. I don't have to do it from my end, you can do it together. Group 3, are you there? Can I see any hands raised? Philomena, group 3?
Yes, the secretary of group 3, but I'm afraid we missed the question. And what we have answered here is different. We answered the question, how can we provide psychosocial support for learners and teachers? And from what I got, when you read it last, it wasn't the same one that we have answered. And therefore I ask that you allow members in group 3 to brainstorm the answers.
To brainstorm where? In my class or in their class?
If you can just allow us, otherwise if I read what we have, the responses, they may be relevant, unless you allow me to read what we have.
No. What we do, Philomena, now,
yes,
is that we discuss with you. Read the question, please. We want to go together with you.
The one we are supposed to answer, I actually don't have it.
No, read from your screen. Can you check the screen?
Okay. No, I'm not accessing my screen.
Zoom. Can you read from the screen? Sorry.
I'm not able to access my screen. I have an issue here. How can you? I can't get it. I'm lost. A member to read, a group 3 member to read as I organize myself. I'm not seeing it.
Then now you can mute, please. You can mute in case now you cannot read the question. Abai, please read for us question 3. It reads like this.
Zahara,
Let me.
Yeah, read, please.
Can I read?
Read.
That the new building is in poor condition, suffering from inadequate ventilation and insufficient toilet facilities. Additionally, there is a notable lack of consistent adherence to health protocols, including hand washing and sanitation practices among students and staff. What immediate steps can Sahara take to address the critical health and safety issues at Mazuri Junior School?
Thank you very much for taking us through that. Please, all of us, can we put our answers in the chat box? All of us put our answers in the chat box, but you have been told now you are the principal, you are the new head of institution. Hello, sorry for that. I'm saying that be in that position. Please put your answers in the chat box, all of us. All answers in the chat box, please, all of us put answers there. We will be reading from there. We are saying that you are the new principal who has been appointed and you've gone to a new school and you found the building in a poor condition that is suffering from inadequate ventilation and toilet facilities are also not sufficient. So what immediate steps can you take, you now as a school head here, to ensure that the school is able to address the critical health and safety issues at your school? Now we are talking about your school. And of course, somebody has mentioned, and that is an answer that we are looking at here, that number one, as the new principal, you'll ensure that you urgently convene a BOM meeting. That's a good one. And of course, in other words, you can conduct what we call an immediate health and safety audit. Conduct an immediate health and safety audit so that you can be able to have a clear understanding of what are the challenges that the school is going through. The answers are coming in good numbers. Thank you very much for that. I think I'm happy. I can't go back in my checking the charts. We are talking about calling for stakeholder meeting to discuss. A very good one. Please ensure that you communicate with the parents, with other stakeholders, with the parents and the school community, so that you are able to get a way forward. Convene an urgent meeting, inform the stakeholders, improve it through maintenance unless it is condemned, be deemed not fit for use if funds are available. Call a very urgent BA meeting, convene a BA meeting, consult medical department, a very good place, that is consult with authorities. Consult with authorities, that is the public health department and other relevant officers. Write a proposal to get donors. That could not be immediate but can take a while, is okay. We're looking at the immediate steps we'll put in place. Invite all the stakeholders, mobilize resources from the CDF, parents and partners, a very good one. Ventilation, by the way, you can even improve because you can decide to create another window in case there's an issue dealing with poor ventilation. Do public health inspection, a good one so far. Apologies from group 4 members. Group 4, group 3, Philomena. You're forgetting your group. Thank you very much. We are talking about you can also be able to ensure that as a new principal, you begin it right and comply with the relevant basic health protocols, including the hand washing facilities, because that is a very simple thing. You just need water, which maybe the school is having. So you can probably buy jerry cans, and then you maybe make a small hole that can enable water come out so that students can wash their hands. Those are simple things you can comply with. So as a new head, please even before convening a BOM meeting, things like compliance with hand washing requires no resource. And so you can initiate that immediately. We are talking about implementation of temporary solutions. Like which one are these ones here? What temporary solutions can you come up with as a school? In some places, for example, assuming that the school has no water, you can advise students to come with water for at least 1 week as you source for the water. Maybe that could be temporary solution so far. We are looking at things like coming up with a health and safety committee, so that they can help in spearheading issues that concern the school health and safety challenges. Somebody's talk about harvesting rainwater. You can also carry out harvesting, be innovative by using unused containers and as hand wash. Very good. Those are immediate steps. Very well. Engage public health officers to condemn the building and take photos and report to the CDF office for immediate action. Please remember that this is a school, and you can always work together with the partners to ensure that where possible you get their support. For example, the CDF can be a potential source of support that you can seek for, among other possible supporters of the school. And then we are talking about what else is there? Please, among other points that you can come up with. So we have those as the proposed answers. Maybe you can take it up. I want to read the answers, please. Thank you. We have urgently convene BOM meeting. Want to go up. Not visible, please. Make the screen move upwards. Thank you for question 3. Yes. So we have got collaborate with stakeholders to put in place safety and quality infrastructure, consult medical department, do public health inspection, buy jerry cans, very good, improve it through maintenance unless it is condemned, come up with health and safety committee, very good, be innovative by using unused, thank you very much, put learners to learn under the tree. Hey, class. Conduct sensitization to stakeholders, Bernard. Source mobilization priorities based on source available, put in place subcommittees. So that's okay. And lastly, Rosemary, please, can you unmute and just tell us how you have done this in the past? We want to hear from you. Rosemary Ipalei. Unmute, please, I want to hear your voice. Rosemary, put learners under the tree. Rosemary, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Please go ahead and comment on your point.
Sometimes
are you laughing at the teacher or you?
I'm laughing at the teacher. Okay, thank you so
Go
much.
ahead.
Sometimes we are forced to use the trees as classrooms because you cannot miss lessons just because we don't have the class. So we can take the learners and put them under the tree. We teach them and they leave. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you well. I can hear you well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we are looking at how we can be able to take immediate measures to improve on the health and the safety of learners in our school. And we've mentioned a number of points. So the immediate steps, we've mentioned them very well. And now we want to go to the last slide here, whereby we want to review the ELA, whereby we were looking at the preparation of a psychosocial support plan for learners and staff in the school. And of course, you need to do what? Also indicate the role of the school leader. Please, any hand raised up? I want to see what were the components of your psychosocial support plan. Please take us through that. Any volunteer, the contents, the format, and you can just brief us even as we wind up the lesson. Any hand raised, please? Any hand raised will be given the first chance to take us through this. Any hands raised, please? Mulifanya hii swali? Can I see the chat box? Please say yes kwa chat box. Mulifanya hii swali? Did you do the ELA? And what was the component of your plan? Where are the yeses, please? Those read the question. Yes. Can I see yes here? Yes. Honorat Ekisa. Any other yes, please? So what are the components of this psychosocial support plan? Other yeses, please? You know, when you're a teacher, you'll be able to witness so many things. Some people took a photo of themselves and shared in the section provided back there. Do you have answers, please? Thank you. Honorat and Philomena, any of you can unmute and just give us the components and how it looks like. John, any of you can talk. Whoever can unmute very fast to take us through. Honorat, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I derived a psychosocial plan for my school, that is Kocholia. And I came up with, I drew a table. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, whereby the first column indicated the week and the day, whereby I had a plan for the 4 weeks. And I'll take you through 1 week as an example, whereby we have a plan for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And on the horizontal part, we have the activity to be taken, the topic to be handled that day, the actor or action who is responsible for the activity, and then the duration. An example that I gave is that for week 1, activity 1 was crisis intervention, whereby the topic involved the bullying in schools, and the action will be taken by the guest counselor, guest speaker or guest counselor, and the duration was from 4 to 5:30, that is 1.5 hours. On Tuesday, we would have the games and sports, whereby we'll have the boys and girls participating in football, that is football for both boys and girls, and the in charge would be the games teacher or the coach. On Thursday, we would have the mentorship program, and the mentorship program will be looking at life skills, and the person handling it will be a guest speaker, whom we will have sourced from within or without, and the duration will be 1.5 hours. On Friday, we would have religious program, and whereby the topic for discussion that day would be morality or values or virtues, and the person in charge would be the sponsor, and the duration would be 1.5 hours. That is how I developed it, and it ran through the 4 weeks, throughout the 5 days of the week. Thank you, sir.
What a wonderful presentation. Can we appreciate him, please? Can you clap for him? Please react by clapping for him. I want to see you clap. That's a very good one so far that if he can share. Please, Honorat, can you share that in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, please, I will.
You will when? Today or before tomorrow, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we request that you share because it looks so nice, because you're looking at what activities do you want to carry out on which days, and
Yes.
probably looking at what is what is the role of the school leader in terms of that activity being carried out. For example, he's talking about when you talk of maybe the peer support program, for example, you will have to do what? You'll have to oversee the selection of the peer, maybe counselor or peer support student in the school. That will be your role. So far, please share with us what you did so that we can be able to also borrow a leaf from there. Otherwise, at that juncture, I want to say that the session has been very good, and you can see the format was here, but I want to see the one that Honor has done. Please, let's look at the one that he has shared. That was a very good example that we cannot look at. Otherwise, Noam will also share ours from the screen. Noam can take a photo, please, and share there again with us. But we want to see the one for Honorat, how it looks like. Honorat, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead and share it with us. John, also share with us yours in the WhatsApp group. And also, Philomena, I've seen all your hands up. Please share. This is for Noam. The one for John is still pending. The one for Honorat is pending. And also the one for Philomena is pending. Please ensure that by evening it is in the group for the Busia class. Otherwise, with those many remarks, I want to say that I'm so grateful that you came to this class and you are able to remain attentive for the last almost 3+ hours. And I'm also seeing you people successfully joining Zoom and being able to participate actively, going into breakout rooms. John Dege, I know you are retiring soon, but you have done so well. I will wish to see your face, please, John Dege. Honorat, please, I want to see your face. All of us, please, I want to see your faces, please, as we wind up. Please don't go away. Don't go away, please. All of us, please turn on your videos on, all videos on, please, for the next 3 minutes. Please, videos on, all of them. Turn on your videos, please. Appreciate through reactions. Thank you, Honorat, for the picture. Leave it like that for the next few minutes, please. Be in a good position, please. We want to see you, at least half of you in the screen. 3/4 is the maximum you can occupy. So, Honorat, please move closer, or make it show a third of 2/3 of you. We're only seeing the head, please. Now that's now better. That's okay. John Dege, please. Thank you. I can see who is also trying here. Please, let me see all the photos there. Thank you. Robano, please. We want to see a bigger part of you, please. Thank you. We are taking a photo, please, together. Thank you. All the photos, please, let's turn them on. Tomorrow we'll be meeting at exactly 2 p.m. So please, we'll be joining from 1:30, and we will have our session go up to 4:30, and then we'll have the closing ceremony, where, like I mentioned earlier, is that we'll be having the CEO Kemi, the 4 counties coming together in one group. We'll share a link where you will all join at 4:30 so that we can be able to close together. We'll be having the global advisor. We'll be having the global education advisor from VVOB coming to close with us tomorrow. She has traveled all the way to Kenya just to join us as Kemi in the virtual platform so that we are able to hear her comments. Please, we have to be there. Who will miss tomorrow? No, none of us. We shall all be here. Thank you, Honorat. You look very nice now. Please, all the videos on. Joe Godfrey, please, video off. Please put it on. We are taking a photo for the class today. Group photo, please. Group photo, please. Please, let's put the photos on. Thank you, thank you. Mudingo Patrick, we can't see you well. We're only seeing fire. We're only seeing T there. We're not seeing you well. Thank you. Who else is there? Please take another photo, please. Photo session, please. Group photo, group photo. Group photo, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to wish as well. Godfrey, please, on behalf of the rest, please talk, and then we give it to Norm to close with us. I can see the hands for Mudingo and Godfrey up. Please say something, and then we end it there. Please unmute. Please, I'm happy to see the comments there. Comments, please, on the chat box, please, as we close. Who is talking? Please unmute, please. Unmute, please. We want to see you. Thank you. Go ahead. Godfrey, go ahead and talk. Godfrey, mute, please.
Hello.
Go ongea. Norm, you can pick it from there and say hi before Godfrey comes in, so we can break for lunch.
All right, thank you, Daktari. Thank you all, everybody, for your participation. I think it was a great first day. I must admit, the Busia participants, you sometimes worry us a little bit because of the progress, but I must say you always surprise us, just like last time during the face-to-face. You have been the most active group I've interacted with so far, and I think I should also thank our facilitator of the day, Dr. Daktari Mwanza, for taking us through all the sessions so actively and engagingly. He has really challenged us today, especially you. So thank you for making it till the end today. I think it's a good time to break now and to enjoy the rest of our Saturday so that we are well rested for tomorrow. As you have seen in the program this morning, tomorrow we will start at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. This allows you also to enjoy your Sunday morning in any way you want, so that we can see each other well rested tomorrow in the afternoon at 2 p.m. So thank you very much, everybody. Well done, and see you tomorrow.
Rumpigie makofi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So who is giving comment, please, from your end? Elvis, just a word before we give Godfrey and anybody else who has raised up his hand. Elvis, dakika moja.
Thank you very much for attending the meeting. I've enjoyed myself, and I look forward to being with you till the very end. For those who are still having challenges with the app, I'm going to reach out to you so that the 6 of you who still have challenges shall finish. Thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi tafadhali, please. And we are asking you to also do that in the chat box through your reactions, please. You can thank you, Jeremiah, for that kind of clap. Thank you very much. Any comment from you, please? Any of you, please just unmute and start talking. Any of you, please, without choosing. President, we will address the 4 counties tomorrow. Please prepare a 2-minute speech, please. Mwenye ataongea kesho kwa niaba yenu wote, lazima ajiandae ndio aongee before the other 4 counties. Who is talking, please? We are waiting for you. Just start talking, unmute, and start talking.
Patrick talking.
Unmute, please. And talk. Any of you?
Hello.
Hey, go ahead.
Thank you for today.
Someone else?
Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
Yes, I thank God because it was a privilege for me to be in this course. I'm a deputy at Moody Awori, and I've learned a lot. I'm so grateful, and it has given me an opportunity even to engage to get into G&C course for 2 years. I thank God for this, and thank you very much for these sessions. God bless.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Lastly, anyone who is there, we are closing now. And so I want to wish as well, you can leave at your own pleasure. Just a minute, please. We want to pray. Moody Awori, please. Eunice, are you there?
I am here.
Hallelujah.
Can you? Amen.
Pray for us.
Thank you. Let's believe and pray in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, God, because you're worthy. Thank you, the life of each and everyone here, the participants, the facilitators, the programmers, because it has really given us a good effort to go on taking care of the children which we are mentoring. I thank you for having given us this session, and we pray that as we part, may we go to do your will. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Enjoy your lunch. See you tomorrow at exactly 2 p.m. All the
Thank
best.
You.
Fanyeni hivi wote. Please just wave, everyone waving as you leave. Just do like this as you wave. You can talk now. As you wave tomorrow. Elvis, you're not waving. Please wave.